Welcome back. Tiffany booked me for a portrait session as she was visiting Miami for a weekend, and she requested specifically to shoot on 35mm film. So let's get straight into it. What I'm liking here is the simple color palette made with the background and the subject. Her outfit is really simple and neutral, and the only colors presented in the scene are a blend of earthy greens and browns. I gave her a really simple pose to start off with. Often with the first 10 to 15 minutes, it gives both me and the model time to warm up and get in our creative flow. I often start this time by working with very basic poses and scenes. The sun was coming on the right side of her face, so it worked well to have her turn her face or body towards that direction to allow some warmth to shine there on her. I was shooting on the 85mm 1.2, so I got a bit closer to capture some tighter shots and create some more separation from the background. Now we moved one tree over. This allowed for a different approach so she could lean on the tree. Anytime you can lean on the environment and create angles is an opportunity to add a different approach to your photo. Now I switched my angle and did a full body shot here. I always like the look of shooting with a telephoto lens and capturing a wide scene. It gives it a nice combination of being able to tell a deeper story while also having a nice background separation in the image. Now to finish up this set, I wanted to mix in a few untraditional poses. So I had her both squat and lean on the tree. I think this gave a very calming and natural vibe, while still being able to show off the natural curves and features of her body. Film does great with capturing the highlights of the scene. I shot Gold 200 for this role. Now we moved on to the water for this scene. Again, I had her face the sun for some soft glow. The more I shoot film, I realize how it processes the light and the colors. It performs very well in direct lighting situations. The main thing that has been a learning curve for me is setting the proper exposure, as you can't see how the image will look as you're taking it. It's always an experimental process, especially using different film stocks in different circumstances. The shallow water here really allowed us to play with some different poses utilizing the water. After I shot a few digitals here and seeing how they came out, I switched back to the film. These standing shots were some of my favorites from the day. They're super clean, minimal, and the film tones really popped. I experimented with some different angles here as well. Some I showed the skyline, and some I took an angled approach to achieve a more minimal look with just the water in the background. I do think having wet skin and hair really adds a lot of texture to the scene, and the water always reflects nicely on the skin. Now we switched outfits and moved to this spot with the lifeguard tower. I chose this spot because I liked all the angles of the stair and frames, but also the colors of the building were pretty muted, so they wouldn't be too distracting. I started with some wide ones here. Now I moved and did a few with her on the stairs. The leading lines really elevated these images. Here's some more from the stairs scene. Now for the final shots with this look. I had her seated on the railing, and I think the soft lighting created by the shaded environment, combined with the complementary colors created by the trees in the background, is what really made these photos stand out. Of course, there's always a lot you can do within the camera, but sometimes setting up a scene is just as important to creating a successful image. There we are. Let me know your thoughts about these portraits on film. Please feel free to ask me any questions below about topics that I can cover in future videos. As always, keep creating and see you in the next one.